Ciao, sono Nicola Trapassi ed oggi sono molto felice di potervi mostrare in anteprima la versione
Hi, I'm Nicola Trapassi, and today I'm very happy to show you Camelot version 2.0. What is Camelot? Camelot, for those who don't know, is a tool developed by Audio Modeling, an Italian company formed mostly by a team of young engineers and developers, full of very interesting ideas. Camelot can be installed on computers, both Mac and Windows, or downloaded directly to the iPad through the App Store. It was born as a support for the management of live performance through MIDI. Initially, the software was developed for keyboard players, using it as the main controller for managing and recalling the patches and parameters of one or more keyboards within your setup. The new version of Camelot has made really giant steps, like new graphics and new features that I'm sure will also be embraced by the worlds of guitarists and drummers. Let's see in detail.
Andiamo a vedere nel dettaglio.
When opening Camelot 2.0, the first thing that appears is the summary menu, where all the innovations included in the new version are listed. The timeline, the automation, the possibility to insert one or more tracks with independent volumes, markers, the new edit mode with many more features, layers, the song archive with the possibility of moving, duplicating, or using a ghost copy for each song, and finally, thanks to the close collaboration with Yamaha and Line 6, and perhaps thanks to my frequent requests, including the mapping of all models of the Helix Line 6 pedal boards. After this intro, let's dive into the program. At the bottom left, as you can see, we have 6 icons. The first is the main menu. From here, we can create lists, or our shows, and creating new ones by copying or importing them from external projects. Each set list is divided into songs that you can easily add from this button, also making new ones by copying or importing them from files. On top of that, we have the possibility to search our songs on the current set list, to transpose all the songs, and even select a song. Each song has its own callout menu, with the options remove, export, rename, duplicate, or add to another set list. In this case, Camelot will ask us if we want to duplicate the song, create a ghost copy, or move it. This is new in version 2.0. By duplicating the song, we will create an exact copy of it. By moving it, we will remove it from our set list and move it to another. Instead, we'll create a ghost copy so we can use the song and share all the changes made. In this case, Camelot will tell us how many times this song is used in the various set lists. By entering each song, we can create scenes using the edit button. So we can create new ones, delete them, duplicate them, or insert PDF files as scores. Each scene is organized by scene layers, song rack, and setlist rack layers. With the plus button, we access the whole list of our instruments, including, as I said before, even the new ones in version 2.0 of the Line 6 family. For example, entering the Helix in the factory, you will already find the names of all the presets included inside the pedal board. Just choose one to enter the settings, and you can even decide which snapshots to recall. So far, we've seen a standard use of Camelot that was already possible in previous versions, and that I've often used on tour to remotely control, for example, the pedal boards of guitarists that could move on stage without having to think about sound switches, or without forcing them to run towards the pedal board right before playing a solo. Now I will get to the heart of this version 2.0, showing you the timeline. The timeline page is the most innovative part of Camelot 2.0. It is divided into 3 sections: backing tracks, scene, and markers. By pressing on the plus button in the backing tracks section, we can add one or more tracks to our project. In this case, we've added 5 tracks, including the metronome, and now you can see each track has its own volume, fade in and fade out options, audio clip crop, or positioning within the timeline. Let's go down to the scene section. Also in this case, pressing on the plus button, we will access the list of all our scenes already built in within our song that we can insert into the timeline. Once inserted, it will be possible to move it to the exact point by moving this blue pin. Let's start our song and insert the other scenes in the exact places where we have a need for a pedal board sound switch. For example, let's insert this chorus scene. And we move to the verse and insert it. Obviously, you can always edit them later. Then the bridge, and then this chorus again. There is a special part in the final chorus. Now we have entered all our scene changes within the timeline. Now I start the song and I show what happens on the Helix pedal board when I change scenes.
Adesso arriverà il bridge. Eccolo qua.
Here are the bridge and chorus. In this new version of Camelot, there is one last section that I want to tell you about, and that is tempo and sync. As I told you before, I'm convinced that Camelot 2.0 will also embrace the world of drummers, and this section is dedicated to them too. In the tempo and sync sections, we find the send clock. Activating it, Camelot sends out the clock, according to the tempo chosen for each song, to the various machines connected via MIDI. It is possible to enable an internal metronome by deciding its type, whether or not to use the accent, and the output of the audio card we want to use. I find that there are really many interesting things, both for those who want to practice comfortably at home, focusing on the parts without having to think about sound changes, and for those who want to use them in a live environment. I'm sure that Camelot 2.0 will become one of the most used players for sequence management and for the control of all MIDI devices, from keyboards to pedal boards to electronic drums. In the meantime, I greet you and play.